In 1958, America entered a new era of automotive design, where cars were not just machines, but statements. And right at the heart of this transition came the 1958 Chevrolet Impala, a strange star that represented the final echoes of Harley Earl's curvy, chubby design era, while also opening the door to a bold new direction under Bill Mitchell. But here's what most people don't know. The very first Impala existed for only 1 year, with its own unique chassis, body, and a long list of quirky, fascinating technical secrets that rarely get mentioned. From the name Impala, once mocked by executives, to the pioneering air suspension system that ultimately failed, to fake but fabulous features like the roof vent, this car stands apart from every Chevy that came before or after it. And in today's video, we're diving into the little-known truths behind the 1958 Chevrolet Impala, a beautiful, bizarre, and brief icon in automotive history. To understand why the 1958 Chevrolet Impala stands out, we have to look at the man behind its design. Claire McKitchen, head of Chevrolet styling since 1953. He was the mastermind behind the iconic Tri-5 Chevys, 1955, 1956, 1957, and he continued to steer Chevrolet's design direction until 1964. The 1958 Impala emerged during a period of transition when GM's legendary design VP Harley Earl was preparing for retirement and about to hand over the reins to Bill Mitchell. Earl was known for his sweeping curves and aircraft-inspired styling, while Mitchell would soon push for sharper, sportier, more modern aesthetics. Claire McKitchen would later contribute to GM's revolutionary TASK program, short for Total Automotive System Concept. This initiative aimed to create entirely new GM platforms with front-wheel drive and a high degree of parts interchangeability. Eventually, TASK evolved into the famous X-Car platform, producing vehicles like the Chevrolet Citation, Pontiac Phoenix, and Buick Skylark. One of the most remarkable aspects of the Chevrolet Impala is that it was a true one-year-only model, with no direct predecessor and no carryover design into the following year. While yearly design changes were common at the time, the Impala's shift wasn't just cosmetic. It introduced a completely new engineering foundation. Whereas the 1957 Chevrolets used a traditional perimeter frame, the 1958 model debuted a brand new XF chassis, designed to improve structural rigidity, ride quality, and to accommodate a longer, lower body profile. This was also the first appearance of the name Impala, positioned as a premium step above the Bel Air, targeting buyers who wanted a more upscale and personalized Chevrolet. But here's the twist. In its debut year, the Impala was offered in only 2 body styles, a 2-door coupe and a convertible. No 4-door models existed in 1958. The combination of a brand new frame, fresh styling, new market positioning, and the exclusive 2-door configuration made the 1958 Impala a technical and strategic milestone in Chevrolet's history. It might sound unbelievable, but when the name Impala was first suggested, it was actually mocked by Chevrolet's top brass. According to chief designer Claire McKitchen, one senior executive reportedly said, "Why would we name a car after some damn goat?" Of course, they were mistaken. An Impala is an African antelope, known for its speed, grace, and agility. That was exactly the image the design team wanted to evoke. A car that was elegant, yet swift, the perfect symbol for Chevrolet's new upscale offering. And despite the initial ridicule, the name Impala survived and defied the critics, going on to become one of the most iconic model names in Chevrolet's history. From 1958 well into the 2020s, that name stayed alive on American roads, representing a legacy of strength, reliability, and distinctive style. Rear-end design and triple taillight setup. One of the most distinctive and striking features of the Impala was its triple taillight design, a first for Chevrolet. This wasn't just a stylistic choice, it was a smart design strategy to visually distinguish premium models from the more basic Chevrolets like the Bel Air or Biscayne. 3 round taillights on each side gave the rear end a bold, upscale look, and quickly became an iconic design signature for the Impala for decades to come. The look proved so successful that it carried forward through the 1960s and 70s Impalas and even extended to models like the Caprice. As late as the early 1990s, the mid-level Chevrolet Lumina still wore the triple taillight setup as a subtle homage to the Impala legacy. What started as a seemingly minor design element became an enduring symbol of style and status. And it all began with the Impala. Fake roof vent, a failed innovation. When you look at the roof of the Chevrolet Impala, one odd detail stands out: a V-shaped air vent located at the rear center of the roof. It looks like a functional aerodynamic feature, and originally it was meant to be exactly that, a working air extractor. The concept was ambitious: harness airflow to pull hot air out of the cabin, improving ventilation and passenger comfort. But in real-world testing, engineers discovered the vent was placed in a low-pressure zone, causing it to draw air into the cabin instead of extracting it. The result? The exact opposite of what was intended. Unable to solve the physics issue, GM decided to keep the design but seal it off completely, turning it into a purely cosmetic feature, a fake but fabulous solution, perfectly in tune with the styling trends of the era. Interestingly, GM didn't stop there. In the years that followed, cars like the 1963 to 1965 Buick Riviera and even the 1963 Corvette featured similar faux air extractors. These elements had zero functional purpose, yet delivered striking visual impact. From a failed engineering idea, Chevrolet crafted a design statement, one that was 100% fake but looked 100% fantastic: perforated steering wheel, a nod to racing heritage. Step inside the cabin of the 1958 Impala, and one of the most eye-catching details is the 2-spoke steering wheel with large round holes punched through it, resembling a slice of Swiss cheese. This wasn't just for looks. The design was inspired by racing, where drivers of the era often drilled holes into their steering wheels to reduce weight and improve steering feedback. While the Impala wasn't a race car, Chevrolet wanted to infuse a sense of sportiness into their upscale coupe. The perforated wheel stands as proof that the design team aimed to blend luxury with performance styling, even if only in appearance. Combined with the powerful engine options available at the time, the race-style steering wheel helped ensure that the '58 Impala wasn't dismissed as just another boulevard cruiser. It's a prime example of the late 1950s trend of race-inspired features in regular cars, a growing demand as American drivers began wanting more excitement from their everyday rides. Powerful engine options. Though the Impala was a top-tier model known for its elegant looks and upscale trim, under the hood, it offered a range of powerful engine options, some of which outclassed many competitors of the era. At the top of the list was the 348 cubic inch V8 Super Turbo Thrust, a tri-power setup with 3 two-barrel carburetors producing up to 280 horsepower. Buyers could also choose the more common turbo thrust version with a single 4-barrel carburetor, delivering around 250 horsepower, still quite strong for the time. Another advanced option was the 283 cubic inch V8 with ramjet fuel injection, also rated at 250 horsepower, an impressive and rare technology in 1958. For those seeking something more economical, Chevrolet offered various 2- and 4-barrel V8s with moderate output, or even the inline-6 235 cubic inch Blue Flame engine, aimed at buyers who prioritized efficiency and reliability. This wide variety of powertrains made the Impala appealing to a broad customer base, from performance enthusiasts to those wanting a stylish and dependable cruiser. Air ride suspension system. One of the strangest and most advanced options ever offered on the Chevrolet Impala was the 4-wheel air ride suspension. It sounds like something from the 1980s, but in fact, GM experimented with this technology as early as 1958, aiming to deliver an ultra-smooth ride and automatic leveling based on load. The system worked via an engine-driven compressor, which inflated rubber airbags instead of using traditional coil springs. On paper, it promised superior comfort and self-leveling capabilities, ideal for heavy loads or rough roads, but in practice, things didn't go so smoothly. The early air ride system was prone to leaks, had unreliable pressure valves, and the compressor stole a noticeable amount of engine power. Many owners reported sagging suspensions, uneven ride height, or complete failure within months. GM had to act. They recalled all Impalas equipped with air ride, replaced the suspension with conventional setups, and refunded customers. As a result, very few Impalas still have their original air ride system, making surviving examples rare collector's items today. You might think that the 1958 and 1959 versions of the Impala are the same, but they're not. Though they share the name Impala, the 1958 and 1959 models are so different that they could be considered entirely separate generations. Their differences go far beyond exterior styling. They reflect major shifts in engineering, driving feel, and design philosophy. Both cars used the XF frame, but by 1959, Chevrolet lengthened the wheelbase, widened the body, and lowered the roofline. The result? The 1959 Impala looked longer, lower, and sleeker, offering a much more modern, streamlined appearance compared to the curvier, chunkier 1958 model. One of the most noticeable changes was the seating position. Due to the extremely low roof, the seats in the 1959 Impala were placed almost directly on the floor, creating a legs-out driving posture that felt dramatically different from the previous year. Chevrolet also replaced the triple taillights with wing-shaped tail fins, signaling a bolder new design era for GM. In many ways, the 1958 Impala was the last farewell to Harley Earl's jet-age designs, while the 1959 Impala represented Bill Mitchell's bold handshake with the future. One was rooted in classic 1950s optimism. The other paved the way for the sharp-edged styles of the 1960s. Beyond its obvious features, the Chevrolet Impala had several mechanical quirks that only sharp-eyed enthusiasts would catch. One of the most unusual was the placement of the power steering pump, mounted behind the generator and driven by a shared belt. This design helped save space in the engine bay and reflected GM's creative engineering at the time. However, this configuration wasn't used for long and rarely appeared in later GM vehicles, making it a unique feature. Some models also featured decorative hood vents, similar to those on the Corvette, completely non-functional but visually striking. And when you add all those elements together, from its new chassis and distinctive design to its quirky mechanical features, you begin to understand why the Chevrolet Impala deserves to be remembered as a historic milestone in American automotive history. This car wasn't just a design icon, it represented a pivotal moment of transition, from the opulent jet-age styling to the sharper, more modern design language that followed. Though it only lasted 1 year, the Impala left a lasting legacy, from its heritage-defining triple taillights to its ambitious air ride suspension and its rare, clever engineering touches. And perhaps because of its short lifespan, the Impala remains all the more memorable, collectible, and worthy of admiration. Not just a car, but a unique chapter in the Chevrolet storybook. The 1958 Chevrolet Impala is proof of a time when the American auto industry wasn't afraid to take risks, even if it meant occasional failure. With its bold styling, imperfect innovations, and distinctive character, this car embodies the beauty of transition between nostalgic past and forward-looking future. If you're someone who appreciates cars that lived briefly but left a lasting legacy, the '58 Impala absolutely deserves a place in your memory. Have you ever seen one in person? Or do you have a story to share about it? Drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And if this video brought you something new or surprising, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more hidden legends from the golden age of automobiles.